Big U gave wrong information. And he was like, Nipsey just got killed. Yeah,
Nipsey answered.
Nipsey answered. He answered the phone. I could have probably stopped it. All right, 30 minutes later, the homies blowing me up like they just killed Nipsey.
New footage just popped up showing Blacc Slam stepping hard toward Big U and Snoop Dogg, and the streets are buzzing about it. The spot where it all went down ain't shocking, especially with people still saying Big U was tied to drama surrounding Nipsey's name. But now the real heat is on Snoop, because fans swear new signs point to him being connected too, and that's what's got everybody watching every second of this clip. This situation runs deep and serious. The loss of Nipsey Hussle in 2019 didn't just take away a cultural icon. It exposed layers of old betrayal and fake loyalty that had been sitting in the neighborhood for years. And right now, Blacc Slam, Nipsey's blood brother and respected street figure, is locked in on what looks like one of the most surprising alliances in West Coast rap, the tight connection between Snoop Dogg and Big U. But before diving too far into the current conflict, it's important to know exactly who Blacc Slam is, because this man isn't some grieving family member randomly pointing fingers. Samuel S. Gedham, known in the streets as Blacc Slam, is the older brother of Nipsey Hussle, who tragically passed in 2019. Blacc Slam has guarded Nipsey's legacy with full force, stepping up publicly whenever he feels someone is disrespecting Nipsey's name or their joint businesses, including Marathon Clothing and the Marathon Continues brand. This is someone built for pressure, someone who was handling confrontations and checking disrespect long before Nipsey became a global name. A recent example of Blacc Slam's intense approach to protecting his family legacy took place on March 1st, 2025, and it shows exactly why people understand not to test him. At the grand opening of Marathon Burger in Los Angeles, Blacc Slam got into a heated verbal showdown with a rapper and alleged West VVD Crip named Rockstar 2800. The moment, caught on video and shared everywhere online, showed Blacc Slam stepping inches from Rockstar 2800's face and shouting, "Get it crackin'. That ain't what you on. I've been watching. That ain't what you on. Get on that now." That's what Blacc Slam was recorded shouting, and it set the whole tone of the confrontation. This wasn't some light argument over nothing. The issue reportedly came down to loyalty and Rockstar 2800's refusal to check people who were disrespecting Nipsey's legacy online. Word on social platforms like X claimed Blacc Slam was indirectly pushing Rockstar 2800 to address Wack 100, a controversial name in hip-hop who has spoken on Nipsey before. The fact that Blacc Slam stepped to someone at his own family's grand opening, cameras everywhere, crowds watching, shows exactly how serious he is about principle and respect. Rockstar 2800 later hopped on Instagram posting, "Damn, all I wanted was a burger," trying to make the moment seem small. But the comments lit up instantly, with people accusing him of being too close to Wack 100, especially after everything Wack allegedly said about Nipsey. And this whole Rockstar 2800 situation, it's just another part of Blacc Slam's long-running mission to check anybody who plays with his brother's name. His conflict with Wack 100 stretches back years. Things really heated up in 2022 when Blacc Slam demanded that an unreleased Nipsey verse be removed from the game's album, Drillmatic: Heart vs. Mind. Wack 100, who manages the game, fired back publicly, calling Blacc Slam selfish with his anger, and claiming the verse would have honored Nipsey while also helping generate royalties for Nipsey's children. But Blacc Slam stayed firm, refusing to let any unreleased material out unless Nipsey himself approved it while he was alive. But even all that drama is nothing compared to Blacc Slam's current tension with Big U. And yes, it all circles back to Nipsey. Back in 2011, an incident reportedly went down involving Blacc Slam and Eugene Big U Henley, a former manager and alleged Rolling 60s Crip associate. According to reports, Nipsey and Big U had a heated argument near a Shell gas station at Crenshaw and Slauson in Los Angeles' Hyde Park neighborhood. This revelation about Big U allegedly putting hands on Nipsey is wild when you really sit with it. These were two men who were supposed to be moving as one, same side, same neighborhood, same mission. For something that serious to even be rumored shows how deep the cracks go. Blacc Sam had just come home from doing time, probably still dealing with ankle monitors and strict supervision. But the moment he saw his younger brother getting disrespected, he didn't hesitate for a second. He stepped straight into danger and let his actions talk loud.
No matter what, when I walk through the door, I'm the bad guy. For sure.
But why they put that on you though?
They come in because it's black. I'm black. I'm big. And it's kind of racist when you look at it because the big black guys are the ones you gotta watch. I'm the only one that's gonna help.
Shots going up in the air while police are right there watching, that's a level of loyalty most people can't even pretend to match. The idea that he was willing to pull out a strap with law enforcement close enough to react instantly, knowing he could lose everything and face decades behind bars, shows exactly how loyal he is to his family. Some sources claim the whole altercation might have been tied to a diss track Nipsey allegedly made about Big U, though nothing has been fully proven. But one thing nobody denies is this. When Nipsey was in danger, Blacc Sam didn't pause, didn't negotiate, didn't think twice about his own freedom. That moment back in 2011 became the starting point for all the tension we're seeing today, laying the groundwork for a long, heavy conflict between Blacc Sam and Big U that eventually pulled Snoop Dogg into the conversation too. But now this is where the story flips in a huge way. A new allegation came out and it changed everything people thought they understood. Hold on, Wack 100 dropped a statement that hit the streets like a bomb. When someone gets labeled a rat in the neighborhood, that isn't regular disrespect. That's the most serious accusation possible. It's 3 letters that can end careers and end lives. This is the ultimate violation in street culture, the type of claim that gets people removed, avoided, or worse. And the fact that this information is allegedly coming from Big U about Blacc Sam, that kind of detail can reshape power dynamics instantly. But the thing is, Wack 100 raises a point people online keep repeating, saying the situation looks strange but none of it is confirmed. Folks on the internet question how someone fresh out of a bid who reportedly let shots off while officers were nearby could leave the station so quickly without seeing the judge, and that has sparked heavy speculation. But again, this is street chatter, not proven truth. In environments where corroboration rumors spread fast, any unexpected release can turn into years of debate. Now, when people start looking at Snoop and Big U's friendship through the lens of neighborhood politics, especially with conversations around Nipsey's passing still emotional for many, things get even more layered. Snoop has long been associated with the Rolling 20s, while Nipsey and Blacc Sam came from the Rolling 60s, and fans often point out how these different affiliations shape perception in Los Angeles. Snoop isn't just known as a mainstream icon, he's someone who never hid where he came from, even while doing talk shows or business moves. And as the bond between Snoop and Big U becomes more visible, some fans believe Blacc Sam watches it closely, especially since he has his own long-standing tensions with Big U based on past neighborhood disagreements. Online rumors claiming Big U had any role in anything are unverified, but they still fuel heated discussions among fans grieving Nipsey's loss. When someone loses a brother and sees people who once showed love standing next to individuals they personally distrust, it creates emotional wounds that feel deeper than anything physical. The rivalry history between the Rolling 60s and Rolling 20s only adds more complexity to how outsiders interpret these relationships. Eric Holder, who was legally convicted in 2022, was officially identified as the person responsible for Nipsey's death. But some street voices argue that the person who acts isn't always the one who plans. Again, just neighborhood theories with no confirmed backing. So when people continue connecting with individuals someone distrusts, it doesn't feel like paranoia. It feels like pain mixed with unanswered questions. That's the kind of pattern recognition you develop from years of surviving in a world where trust can decide whether you live or not. When you look past the surface, the aftermath of Nipsey's passing starts to feel like a giant chessboard. Pieces sliding into positions that seem random at first, but reveal a deeper pattern once you understand the unspoken rules that guide the streets. For Blacc Sam, this whole period became way bigger than grief. It turned into a personal investigation, studying connections, loyalties, and motives that most people assume would never be questioned. And the more he watched, the more he realized that some relationships around his family might not have been what they appeared to be, leaving him with a new understanding of who he can and can't trust. Meanwhile, the public statements from both Snoop and Big U since Nipsey's passing have been interpreted in all kinds of ways by fans, sometimes lining up, sometimes feeling completely off from what people believe is happening behind the curtain.
Big U's responses show that old-school strategic mindset, the type of street intelligence people develop after decades navigating dangerous situations and learning how to stay 10 steps ahead.
Big U tells us, the police tell him, they let Blacc Slam go before he got a bail, which is, gun, firing, fresh out, ain't supposed to happen like that. He tell him, that's when ours, leave him alone. There's nothing that I knew about anybody from his backyard that he didn't know about. No information, whether it was involving Nipsey, that goes both ways. Shit come to me, I'm gonna let him know what come to me. This what it is, come to me. Things he knew, he let me know what came to me from his side. Blacc Slam, Nipsey's brother, he told me he's a rat.
This long game mentality, where he hints that time will eventually prove his intentions, is the kind of thinking that separates seasoned neighborhood power players from those who burn out fast. But for someone like Blacc Slam, searching for clarity about his brother's death, those philosophical answers can feel frustrating, almost like someone is dodging the exact questions he wants addressed. Big U's physical presence and long-standing reputation also shape how people move around him. And while he sometimes frames the criticism he receives as a racial issue, many fans argue that the reactions toward him come from his documented past and street life, not anything else. After coming home from a long prison sentence in 2004, Big U shifted roles and became a connector, someone linking upcoming street rappers to industry figures, including people tied to major West Coast power circles like Suge Knight. This isn't a case of someone being unfairly labeled. This is someone whose past moves and associations have sparked real questions about his intentions. So when Blacc Slam watches Snoop Dogg stay connected with a man who openly admits people see him as the bad guy, it naturally makes him wonder what Snoop actually knows, what he believes, and what he's choosing not to speak on. And with all the street talk, theories, and online speculation floating around since Nipsey's passing, every single post, business link, and friendly handshake gets examined like it might hold a hidden clue. Big U acknowledging that people immediately pointed fingers at him after Nipsey's death and saying he was frustrated with how social media fueled those suspicions doesn't prove anything one way or another. It simply shows that the doubts exist, they're widespread, and they've impacted his image in real ways. The way Big U talks about his relationship with Nipsey also gets analyzed heavily, especially when you consider the long-standing tension that many fans believe existed between them. For Blacc Slam, the story of non-stop unity and mutual support doesn't always line up with what he personally saw in the years leading up to his brother's passing. So when Big U highlights the times Nipsey mentioned him in music or appeared with him in videos, some people interpret that as him trying to build a public storyline that may not completely match the private reality. And in the neighborhood, everyone knows the difference between love shown on camera and love shown behind closed doors. Then there's the federal attention Big U has faced over the years, something that has added a brand new layer to how these relationships are viewed. People online have questioned what Snoop did or didn't know, especially after federal filings referenced Big U's alleged Big U enterprise, which prosecutors claimed involved organized criminal activity, including extortion and robbery. All allegations he has denied, and none of which have been proven in court. These documents also mentioned a supposed check-in system where entertainers were pushed to pay for protection in Los Angeles, which brought even more eyes onto anyone associated with him, including Snoop. Now pay attention, because this is where the whole situation turns extremely serious. We're no longer talking about neighborhood tension or emotions over business deals. This is about federal RICO allegations that, if proven, could have life-changing consequences for Big U. Federal cases like this don't get filed unless investigators believe they have things like recorded calls, money trails, statements from witnesses, or other evidence suggesting long-term organized activity, at least according to what prosecutors claim in public filings.
And I'm on a phone, he FaceTimed me. So he FaceTimed me and stuff like that. He was like, Nipsey just got killed. I'm like, 6-0, I didn't hear that. So I hang up with him. I called Nipsey and I'm like, Nipsey, What's up? He was like, oh, what's up with it? I was
Nipsey
like,
answered.
Nipsey answered. He answered the phone because my cousin is Nipsey baby mama. You get what I'm saying? So it was like I could have probably stopped it, or it had it.
Stop what? What you mean? That fuck are you talking about?
No, because listen. So after I talked to Nipsey, and I was like, yeah, I love you, cuz, or whatever like that. I'll see you later, or whatever. So I hung up the phone. I thought Big U gave wrong information. 30 minutes later, the homies blowing me up like they just killed Nipsey.
The accusations about a so-called check-in system tied to Big U became especially alarming to fans once they looked at the wider picture surrounding Nipsey's passing and his decision to move differently from traditional street politics. Prosecutors allege Big U operated something resembling a mafia-style setup involving extortion and robbery, with entertainers supposedly paying to move safely in Los Angeles. All claims he has denied, and none proven in court. Some people online theorize that if such a system existed, and if Nipsey wasn't participating or was building legitimate businesses that didn't rely on any street backing, it could have created tension. But again, that's speculation from fans, not confirmed fact. Still, this idea fueled more online debate after rumors surfaced about someone having advanced knowledge of Nipsey's death. Loose Cannon, an associate of Big U, claimed in a now-deleted No Jumper interview that Big U knew something was about to happen roughly 30 minutes before the tragedy, even quoting someone saying, "They just killed Nipsey." These statements have never been verified, but the clip caused huge waves online before it was pulled. And this is where Snoop's involvement becomes more controversial in the eyes of the public. With federal allegations circulating everywhere and fans connecting dots, fairly or unfairly, people question how Snoop can stay so close to Big U without addressing any of this publicly. To some observers, it raises questions about what he might know or what he chooses not to comment on, even though none of these claims have been proven in court. Blacc Sam has reached his limit, and the pressure around him keeps getting heavier. Online chatter claims Snoop sided with Big U during the tension surrounding Nipsey, with some people accusing Snoop of supporting Big U's alleged street practices. But again, these are rumors, not confirmed facts. The idea that Snoop would pick a side at all, especially in a conflict connected to someone who worked hard to uplift his own community, hits fans as a major breach of loyalty in a culture built on respect and unity. Big U has publicly shown love to Snoop, even calling him one of Los Angeles' most important artists in a Power 106 interview. That kind of praise carries weight in the city, no question. But for Blacc Sam, seeing Snoop accept that kind of endorsement from someone he personally distrusts feels like another deep cut, especially with the lingering questions surrounding Nipsey's death and all the unverified claims people throw around online. Even viewpoints shared by icons like Mike Tyson and Snoop about Nipsey's legacy take on a different tone when you look at all this tension. When Snoop calls Nipsey "my dear brother," it hits harder for Sam because to him, it feels like Snoop kept close to someone the streets speculate about, even though none of those accusations have been proven true. By August 2025, things boiled over publicly. A video hit social media showing a heated moment between Snoop and Blacc Sam, and people immediately started dissecting every second of it. The fact that these conversations have shifted from quiet talks to public face-offs shows the bond has officially cracked and there's no going back to how things were. Now ask yourself, what's Blacc Sam supposed to do next? Imagine carrying that kind of pain. Your younger brother, the one you grew up hustling with, the one you built an entire business legacy beside, gets taken out in his own neighborhood, right outside the store he built to inspire the community. A man preaching ownership, unity, and breaking cycles, gone in the very place he poured his heart into. The cruelty of it all is enough to twist anybody's spirit, especially someone raised in an environment where emotion and survival collide every day. And when you come from that world, the instinct for payback is real. That desire for balance, for closure, sits deep in your chest. In the streets, people follow a code that's older than any courthouse, an eye for an eye, a message that no one can touch someone loved and respected without expecting consequences. Sam has probably thought about revenge more times than he could count. That's the kind of pressure grief creates. The urge to confront whoever he believes is responsible, to look them in the eyes and settle the score, is the storyline the streets know by memory. It's a pattern Los Angeles has seen over and over again. You don't even have to look far. Just think about past conflicts involving Puffy and Suge Knight, where things spilled outside legal systems and turned into street-driven responses built on retaliation and pride.
In every video, like how we was beefing when all his songs, every album he put out, since we had the so-called altercation, he shouted me out. He got the goddamn keys to the city. Like what? Didn't he say, I want to be Big U? Oh no, what did he say? Big U, like J Prince and Big Draws?
The Game's whole career has been wrapped up in neighborhood politics and back-and-forth tension, from the radio station brawl to long-running feuds that fans say left real damage behind. Even recently, people were talking about that situation with the rapper Catchy the Great, who tragically lost his life in a drive-by, and some online voices claimed it tied into an ongoing conflict. Another example of that cycle people call Get Back, a cycle that never seems to break. So when someone stepped up to Blacc Slam and whispered, "You was it on it," that wasn't just reckless. That was throwing fuel on a fire already raging inside a man carrying more grief than most people can imagine. Sam is a businessman, a builder, someone who helped Nip turn a dream into something solid and respected. But long before the stores, the brands, and the boardrooms, he was a recognized street figure from the Rollin' 60s. He knows exactly how this world works. He knows the price of retaliation and the price of letting something slide. Either way, it's a lose-lose situation. If he moves on anyone, even based on rumors, it could spark a chain reaction that shakes the whole city, pulling innocent people into the crossfire and risking everything he and Nip spent years building. The media would twist it, amplify it, and Nip's name would forever be tied to even more violence. Not just the tragedy that took him away, but everything that followed after. But if Sam doesn't act, some old-school voices might take that as weakness, opening the door for more disrespect, more whispers, more doubt. And that leaves a wound inside him that no court ruling can ever fix. That's the hell he's stuck in. Pressure from the hood, pressure from loved ones, pressure from his own heart. Some people around him still believe things should be handled the old way, and that weight must sit on Sam's shoulders every single day. It's a never-ending pull between the fire in his chest demanding justice and the wisdom in his mind remembering that Nipsey was trying to break this exact cycle. That's the real tragedy here. Nipsey's whole mission was about transformation. He wanted to flip pain into progress, build generational wealth, guide the youth toward ownership, and show that a gun wasn't the only path in life. If Sam picks up vengeance, it could feel like he's going against everything Nip stood for, everything he preached, everything he sacrificed for. It would signal that the old system is stronger than Nip's message, and that's a heavy thought for any big brother to carry. But that pain, that protective love, that's something powerful. That's the type of force that can push a man to crossroads he never wanted to face. So what does Sam do now? That's the hardest decision anyone in his position could ever make. Everyone is watching, the community, the critics, the homies, the industry, all waiting to see which code he chooses to follow. Does he move by the ancient street rules he grew up around? Or does he walk the new path Nipsey laid out, the harder path that requires patience, discipline, and the strength to let success be the answer? Choosing that second path means letting the system handle what it can, while Sam pushes the marathon clothing into something even bigger, a monument, not a battleground. Because this ain't just about revenge, it's about what Nipsey's legacy is going to stand for decades from now. Will it be remembered for the violence that ended his life, or the progress that he worked every day to build? Sam lifting his head high and pushing the empire higher, that's the ultimate form of payback. It's the hardest kind because it requires turning anger into power, pain into motion, and grief into growth. But in the heart of Crenshaw, that internal war inside Sam is just as real as anything happening outside on the streets. Thank you for watching this video. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment, and share to keep the conversation going.